Today it is all about concealer. How do you apply concealer on aging eyes? How do you prevent it from caking or creasing, moving all over the place? What type of concealer do you actually use? We're gonna go over all the things. So today I actually have on my tinted primer. And by the way, my name is Jentri and I help women over 40. I have on the primer already. This is a tinted primer. Why should you use a tinted primer over a tinted moisturizer, by the way? I have a whole video on that, so you can go back and watch it, but that's what I have on my face right now. Not only does it smooth out my skin, I'm in my late 40s, that's literally all I have on. I have on my moisturizer, my proper moisturizer, and then I have on my tinted primer. So whatever you're wearing on your face, you can wear underneath your eye area. That's gonna allow you to have a smooth surface for your concealer, so that's very important. Also, little side bonus tip while we're at it today, why not? On this side, I have on my highlighter, my matte beige brow highlighter to be specific. It looks like this when it's new. Mine's super old because I use it every single day. And so I just actually did a live and I applied it on this side underneath my brow bone so that you could see. So I thought I would take this opportunity to show you what it looks like on the other side before we get to the concealer. So as you can see, this just looks a lot smoother. It also looks a little bit more lifted. Now, the most important part whenever you're applying your matte beige brow highlighter is to understand that you don't want to have it too far below your brow area or it's going to have the opposite effect, especially as you age. If you have heavy eyes like me, look, I'm going to relax my eyes. You see when I relax my eyes, I have a lot of skin right here, so I don't want to come down too far, nor do I want to go into this fold area with anything that's light or bright or shimmery or shiny, because it's just going to accentuate things and make it look worse. You also don't want to start too far here. You want to, for that lifted look, you really want to start about right here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in right here underneath my brow bone, just like I did on the other side. Then you can smooth it in with your fingers like I do, clean fingers or a little brush. And I mean, that's it. It looks too easy to be true. It makes such an amazing difference in such a short period of time. I had to share this hack with you. So that's it. I have tons of videos using this highlighter and because you can use it in so many different ways. And then I come down here in the corner to kind of finish things off to help lighten and brighten up the entire eye area, because if you miss these corners of the eyes, your eyes are just gonna still be dark. Now you can use this highlighter to help clean up makeup around your lips, all the things, but you'll have to watch other videos to see that, because today it's all about concealer. Now, this is the thing. If you wanna hide structural issues, there's a specific way to do that. And what I mean by that is if you have like sort of this hollow underneath your eye, and right here is where you have the darkness, kind of like in the C shape, you're gonna have to do something differently. And I do have a video very specifically for that. But right now I wanna talk about, you just have, you know, those general basic dark under eyes. What do you use? How do you address them? Where do you apply it? How do you make it stay in place all day long? So one thing I want to note is that you really do need a creamy concealer. And that's because if you use something that's too thin, it's not gonna really do very much. If you use something that's too drying, it's gonna get all cakey and dry, and your skin is already dry. And I'm in my late 40s. If you're in your late 40s or beyond, you know what I mean. It's already dry. Why do you wanna make it look drier? Then you're gonna have more noticeable wrinkles, because that's what happens when your skin gets drier. So it's gotta be full coverage creamy concealer, and that's why. Now, what you wanna do is, I think people make a mistake of, you know, dragging this concealer all the way around, when usually the darkness is just like right here. Now, if it really is all the way underneath, so be it, but you really want to focus on wherever the darkness lies. Now, you can apply it on clean fingers, you can use a brush. Honestly, I'm just lazy most days. So you're gonna come in here, I'm like trying to move fast. You're gonna come in here and you're just going to sort of pat it, and it should kind of melt into the skin when you use a really good creamy concealer. You're gonna pat it into the skin, just focusing on where those dark circles lie. Now, when I smile, I wanna make sure to avoid where I have these fine lines and wrinkles, and that's why it's so important to have a really good tinted moisturizer, because that already softens the appearance. that already conceals imperfections. We don't need to go and double down with concealer, okay? Concealer should be where we need to do some heavy lifting. We need to apply it there. If you need to apply it in the corner, so be it. I used my Matte Base Brow highlighter in my corner because it's tacky, so it's gonna stay on all day long. Concealer is wonderful. You could do the same thing with concealer that I did with my highlighter, but concealer moves around more easily, so you're gonna have to manage that, and I'm not into managing anything except for my business during the day. So once I put on the makeup, I want it to stay. I want it to stay for you as well, and that's why we're having this important conversation about concealer. Okay, so the big question is, how do you get that makeup to stay in place all day long? And now, as you can see, I've applied concealer right here, but I have not applied it on this side, just so you can see the difference, because this tinted primer really does make a huge difference in smoothing out and concealing things. But my dark circles are pretty hefty, so I have to do things like using my eye butter, which has caffeine in it, to help me with my dark circles before I even get to the makeup part. But this is the hack. Instead of using powder, which I know you're probably so accustomed to because I used to run around with a compact, that was my thing. But as I aged, I realized that powder was only making things worse. So this is what you want to do. You want to make sure to use a setting spray, and you can just spray it right here on the back of your clean hand, and you can just pat it into your skin like this around your eye area. So you don't have to do the whole spraying it all over your face. I cannot stand the way that feels. So you just want to pat it around like this. That is going to help keep that eye makeup in place all day without making your face feel any kind of weird or funky way. Not sponsored by them whatsoever. I've just been using Benefit for a long time, so that's the one I'm using today. There's lots of good setting sprays, by the way, and that's it. That is it, my friend. It's like people would lead you to believe this is some complicated equation, and it's not. It's just about choosing the right consistency, right? The right texture of concealer, and making sure you apply it in the right way so that you're not getting the opposite effect, and making sure that you're securing it in the right way instead of accentuating fine lines and wrinkles. I really hope this was helpful for you today. If you want to go back and watch my video on primer, I highly recommend it, especially after 40. Make sure and set that notification bell, like and subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. And remember, the more you know, the more you glow. Literally. Ciao for now.